Stop scrolling right now. Imagine arriving at the biggest premiere of your career only to discover that a secret meeting had already taken place behind closed doors hours earlier. No cameras, no reporters, no official announcement, just one private conversation, one unexpected meeting, and one mystery that could change everything. Now imagine that the two people at the center of this mystery are Tian Xiwei and Zhang Linghe. Why would Tian Xiwei meet Zhang Linghe's mother in private before one of the most important nights of the year? What was discussed during that meeting? Who arranged it? And why was nobody supposed to know? The answers might surprise you. Stay until the end because this story takes unexpected turns and reveals emotional moments that nobody could have predicted. The morning of the premiere. The city woke up beneath a sky painted with soft golden light. It was the day everyone had been waiting for. For weeks, the entertainment world had been talking about the upcoming grand premiere. Fans had been counting down the days. Social media was overflowing with excitement. Every update attracted thousands of comments. Every photo became a trending topic. The anticipation felt endless. Meanwhile, inside a luxury hotel overlooking the city skyline, Tian Xiwei stood near a large window. She looked calm from the outside, but inside her thoughts were moving rapidly. The premiere was only hours away. Stylists were preparing outfits. Managers were reviewing schedules. Assistants moved through the room with carefully organized plans. Everything seemed perfectly under control. Yet there was one appointment on her schedule that nobody knew about. A private meeting. No cameras. No publicity. No media coverage. Just a quiet conversation waiting to happen. The unexpected invitation. The invitation had arrived 2 days earlier. It was simple, short, unexpected. Someone wanted to meet her privately before the premiere. At first, she assumed it was related to work. Perhaps a sponsor. Perhaps an executive. Perhaps someone involved with the production. But when she learned who had requested the meeting, she became completely silent. It was Zhang Linghe's mother. For several moments, she simply stared at the message. Surprised. Curious. Confused. The request made no sense. Why now? Why before the premiere? Why privately? Questions filled her mind. Yet something told her she should accept. The quiet journey. As the morning continued, a car quietly left the hotel. No reporters noticed. No fans gathered. No photographers followed. The city moved around her as if nothing unusual was happening. Traffic lights changed. People hurried through busy streets. Coffee shops welcomed customers. Everything appeared normal. But for Tian Xiwei, the drive felt strangely significant. The closer she got to the meeting location, the more curious she became. She replayed countless possibilities in her mind. Perhaps there was a concern. Perhaps there was advice. Perhaps there was something much more important. The answer remained hidden. Waiting. The private tea house. The meeting location was surprisingly peaceful. A traditional tea house stood surrounded by quiet gardens. Tall trees gently moved in the breeze. Small stone pathways curved through beautiful greenery. The atmosphere felt far away from the noise of the city. It was the perfect place for a private conversation. As Tian Xiwei stepped inside, she immediately felt the calmness of the environment. Soft music drifted through the air. The scent of tea leaves filled the room. Sunlight filtered through elegant wooden windows. Then she saw her, Zhang Linghe's mother, waiting quietly at a table near the garden. The first impression. The older woman stood with a warm smile. There was kindness in her eyes, confidence in her posture, and a calm presence that immediately made the room feel welcoming. Tian Xiwei greeted her politely. The two sat down across from each other. For a moment, neither spoke. The atmosphere was respectful, comfortable, yet filled with curiosity. Both understood that this was not an ordinary meeting. Both knew there was a reason they were here. The conversation begins. Tea was poured slowly. Steam rose into the air. The peaceful atmosphere softened any nervousness. Then Zhang Linghe's mother finally spoke. Her voice was gentle. She thanked Tian Xiwei for accepting the invitation. She explained that she had wanted this conversation for a long time. Not because of rumors. Not because of headlines. Not because of social media discussions. but because she wanted to know the person behind the public image. The real person. The woman everyone talked about, but few truly knew. Tian Xiwei listened carefully. She had expected something dramatic, something shocking. Instead, she found sincerity, a genuine desire to understand. Stories shared. As the conversation continued, the atmosphere became increasingly relaxed. They discussed careers, dreams, challenges, success, the sacrifices required by life in the spotlight. Hours seemed to pass like minutes. Both discovered unexpected similarities. Both understood the pressure of public attention. Both knew how quickly assumptions could spread. The more they talked, the more natural the conversation became. The walls of formality slowly disappeared. Laughter replaced uncertainty. Comfort replaced hesitation. The hidden reason. Eventually, the conversation reached a more personal subject. The reason for the invitation. Zhang Linghe's mother looked thoughtfully toward the garden before speaking. Her expression became more serious. Not sad. Not worried. Simply reflective. She explained that major premieres often represent more than professional milestones. They symbolize years of hard work, years of determination, years of dreams finally becoming reality. She wanted someone close to that journey to understand how meaningful the evening would be. Not for the audience, not for the media, but for the people who had witnessed every struggle behind the scenes. The words carried emotional weight. Tian Xiwei listened carefully. Every sentence felt sincere. Every memory carried significance. The emotional stories. What followed was a series of stories few people had ever heard. Stories from years earlier. Stories before fame. Stories before red carpets and flashing cameras. Stories about determination, persistence, hope. There were memories of long days, difficult moments, personal challenges. There were stories of perseverance when success felt distant. Stories of believing in dreams even when the future seemed uncertain. As each story unfolded, Tian Xiwei gained a deeper understanding, not of a celebrity, but of a person, the human side behind fame. The conversation revealed something powerful. Public figures often appear larger than life. Fans see glamorous appearances, award shows, magazine covers, premieres. But behind every success story exists a human journey. A journey filled with obstacles, disappointments, hard work, and resilience. The meeting became less about curiosity and more about appreciation. An appreciation for everything that had led to this moment. The hours pass. Outside, the afternoon sun slowly moved across the sky. The gardens glowed beautifully beneath the changing light. Time seemed almost frozen. Neither woman noticed how long they had been talking. The conversation flowed naturally, one topic leading smoothly into another, one memory opening the door to another memory. The atmosphere remained warm, honest, meaningful, and increasingly emotional. A message to remember. Before the meeting ended, Zhang Linghe's mother shared one final thought. It was simple, yet unforgettable. She said that careers rise and fall. Projects begin and end. Premieres come and go. But kindness is remembered forever. The people who remain genuine during success are the people others never forget. The word stayed with Tian Xiwei. Their simplicity made them powerful. Their sincerity made them unforgettable. The return to the city. As the meeting concluded, the two exchanged warm farewells. The atmosphere felt completely different from when they first met. The uncertainty was gone. The mystery had been replaced by understanding. The car ride back to the city felt peaceful. The skyline appeared brighter. The streets seemed more alive. The entire day felt transformed. What had begun as an unexpected invitation had become a meaningful experience, one that would stay in her memory for a long time. The grand premiere. By evening, the city had transformed. Bright lights illuminated the venue. Fans gathered in large numbers. Excitement filled the air. Cameras flashed continuously. Reporters prepared interviews. The energy was electric. Every arrival generated cheers. Every appearance attracted attention. The atmosphere felt magical. When Tian Xiwei arrived, Nobody knew about the private meeting that had taken place earlier. Nobody knew about the stories shared, the lessons learned, the emotional conversation hidden behind the glamour of the evening. Yet something seemed different. There was a calm confidence in her expression, a deeper appreciation for the moment, a quiet understanding of what the night truly represented. The moment everyone remembered. As the premiere officially began, excitement swept through the venue. Fans cheered. Photographers captured countless images. The audience celebrated the long-awaited event. It was a night filled with unforgettable memories. But for Tian Xiwei, the most meaningful moment had already happened hours earlier. Far away from cameras. Far away from headlines. Far away from public attention. It had happened in a quiet tea house, surrounded by gardens. A simple conversation. A meaningful connection. A reminder of what truly matters. The lasting impact. Long after the premiere ended, the memory remained. Not because of glamour. Not because of fame. But because genuine human connections often leave the strongest impressions. The meeting demonstrated something important. Behind every public event exists a private story. Behind every successful person exists a journey few people see. And sometimes the most meaningful conversations happen when nobody is watching. Conclusion. The mystery of why Tian Xiwei met Zhang Linghe's mother in private before the grand premiere became far more meaningful than anyone expected. What seemed like a secret meeting turned into a story about understanding, respect, shared experiences, and the human side of success. Sometimes the moments that never appear on camera become the moments that matter most. Sometimes a quiet conversation can leave a greater impact than the brightest spotlight. And sometimes the greatest stories are not found on the red carpet, but in the heartfelt connections formed away from public view. What do you think about this imagined story? Would you have accepted the invitation? What would you have discussed during such a private meeting? Share your thoughts in the comments. Join the conversation. Share this article with fellow fans. And stay connected for more fascinating entertainment stories, emotional moments, and unforgettable celebrity-inspired adventures.